There's some people who are watching other videos and just like tuned in and they don't know what's going on. So welcome to the video. First time I came to Munich was about 4 years ago. That was the first time I ever left Nigeria. And so Munich is kind of my first. It took me about 6 months to meet a Nigerian, which was weird. It took me about 3 or 4 months to see another black person too. I know most people won't believe this. I was staying outside of town. I think coming here, whilst in Nigeria, it is more of a ride-or-die relationship where it's like we're all in it together. Here, even the Nigerians you might have known back home, they understand that it's kind of every man for himself. You know, if you fall whilst you're running, you're gonna get eaten by the wolves. You know, and I think it's interesting how integration does kind of change your own humanity. I mean, I don't think it's inhumane the way the Germans think. I think it's very practical. I'm trying to take that German perspective or that German ideology of thinking about yourself, because the reality is you can't help anyone if you yourself aren't good. And I'm trying to merge that with the Nigerian ideology of there are other people too, and you have to make sure everyone is fine, because if everyone is not fine, then you aren't actually fine. And it's kind of a very difficult bridge to bring together. I had this preconceived notion of, you know, white people aren't the best, and so I didn't give most people a chance, if I'm being honest. I already was suspicious of like, you know, I don't know this guy, you know. I was already like, you know, and for some of them, not everyone, they weren't aware enough to be considerate or pick your words, basically. So I mean, that has been my experience. But every now and then you do meet either the person who's completely honest and just goes, hey, what's up, nigger? And you're, can I say nigger? And you're actually happy with that because it's honest, you know, and you know the person has good intentions. And then you meet the person who's doesn't even give a shit about race. Unfortunately, I'm part of this trigger culture where someone says something and you just get triggered, and it's very often you meet a German or, you know, someone else and you're like, oh, you're cool and you're talking, and then you make a black joke and you're like, ah. So yeah, I mean that's probably it's probably very difficult trying to establish a strong understanding between people.
How was it to try to build your social network and try to connect with people?
I'll get back to you when I've done that, because I'm still working on that and it's not going right. University is essentially like high school. There's this group mentality. These are my friends. This is my gang. We're gang. You're not cool enough to hang with us, and that pretty much is the mentality. I take the word friend quite seriously. I don't think it means just someone I talk to. I think it means someone I have a strong relationship and connection with. And in that sense, to find one in Munich, it's not the easiest of things. My favorite poem is probably Love After Love by Derek Walcott. A synopsis is like, at some point or the other, we're gonna like find ourselves and love ourselves, even though we broke up with ourselves for another person. It's very pessimistic, but I find it cool, you know, self-love. I have had a lot of good experiences in Munich, and I think it's often very weird for me because these experiences are with people who are in my life very short term. It's like they just come and they help me and I don't find them anymore. I mean, they've been professors, people who I've met on the road, people who I've needed accommodation with, and just like, hey, come stay with me, it's cool, you know. So I've had some mostly good experiences, quite honestly. It's just we often remember the bad ones these days. When I just came to Munich, I had a class, and after the class, I didn't have anywhere to go because I couldn't find an apartment. You know, it wasn't a financial problem; it's just I couldn't find an apartment, and I was lost and I was confused. I was walking around the road and I just see this huge church, and the church goes like, "Hey, dude, what's up? Come in." I'm like, "Oh, cool," and and I went in and I chilled for a bit. And I came out, and then I met this woman named Gabriel, and she helped me find an apartment, basically. So, if you got problems, you probably head there. There's some shit going down there, you know. Even now, when I have some hard days, I just go chill there for a bit, and so it's probably one of the most important places to me. Munich. It just feels kind of like home. There's this popular proverb in Nigeria, and it's about a kid who has some bugs on his hair, and the bugs are really messing up with the kid's head, and then the mom tries to hold the kid down to cut off the hair and take the bugs away, but as the mom is doing that, the kid is really crying and shouting because the kid is in so much pain, and then the kid hates the mom because "You're hurting me, just let me go, fucker," you know, that's what's going on. But the kid doesn't understand that the mom is doing it for their own good. And I kind of feel that's my relationship with Munich, where I've had some shitty experiences, and when I'm going through that, I'm like, "Man, you're such a bitch," you know? And then I come out of it, and I'm like, I am very grateful that I got the opportunity to experience such a thing, because most people don't. And when you go through certain tough experiences, I mean, the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." It just makes you so much of a better person, and just appreciate life more. So.